Story time. Story time. Story time.
Bitch.
You know, there's not a whole lot in my life that I feel like I'm ashamed of. There's things that I regret doing. There's things that I regret not doing. There's things that I wish I would have done, wish I wouldn't have done. Very few things am I ashamed of doing. Ladies and gentlemen, this is one of those things. So this is probably about 11 years ago or something like that. So I used to be a butcher at a grocery store, okay? So I used to work like 7 to 3. So it's about 3 o'clock. I get off work. I said, man, you know what? I'm gonna scoop me up some BK. Got me some Burger King. I'm headed on to the house. As I'm going to the house, I'm get behind one of those, one of those little raggedy two-tone kind of trucks. I'll try to find a picture of it, but you know what I mean? It's like it was like burgundy, like on the top, and then there was like a big beige stripe, around the side, and then it's burgundy at the bottom again, right? I get behind one of these raggedy old Jed Clampett ass trucks, right? So the speed limit through this area is 55. I guess this old man is like the opposite of that song, I Can't Drive 55. His version is, I'm not going to drive 55. I'm going to indeed drive 35. So I'm behind him now. I'm not too close to him, but I could have sagged off a little bit. I could have backed up a little bit more. So I'm like, man, I'm trying to get home, and he driving slow as fuck. Now a line is starting to form behind us, right? So I give him a little friendly, a little honk. I take your ass home. He looked all in the rear view. So I'm like, maybe he'll get on somewhere. Wrong. He's still taking his sweet time getting up the street. So I give him a honk. Get the fuck on, bro. He's looking back again. I'm like, dude, one more time. Now, I was getting ready to pass this dude. See, when you're driving, for anybody out there that's a young teenager or whatever, ain't been driving long, you gotta be forward looking. Like you gotta be aware when you're behind the wheel of a car. I ain't trying to preach, but you have to. So you gotta look and see what's coming this way. You gotta look now, unless you got like a big semi in front of you or something where it's blocking your vision, you should be looking ahead of that car to see if there's any cars in front and all that kind of stuff. Looking to the side, checking your rear view, all that kind of stuff, right? So I'm looking, I know there's nobody going this way, but I can't pass because I don't have the little stripe lines. It's just the two solid lines. So I said, boy, when I see them stripes, I'm passing his ass. Before I can get to that point, motherfucker brake checks the shit out of me. Now I kind of got to swerve a little bit, right? Like I said, I knew there was nobody coming this way, so I could do that. But I'm mad now. So I'm like, man, forget all this. I'm following his ass. I'm following his ass. It's ass whooping time. I'm about to take this motherfucker on the
first class cabin on the Ass Whooping Express. All aboard! Woo woo!
I say, man, fuck, wherever he go, I'm following him. Forget going home. Forget this Burger King. He's my main mission now. I'm whooping his ass. So I follow his ass, right? He finally makes a left. He turns left down this street. Every time I pass this street, I think about it. And I said, I need to make a video about that. So I don't know if he's going home. He may just be sending me on a wild goose chase. I don't know. But we driving. I said, man, you know what? Fuck this. I pull out in front of his ass. I said, man, I'm done playing games. He know what it is. When I get in front of him, I don't brake check him, but I start slowing down. He know what time it is. He stops immediately, right? Now, this was my plan. Because you always got to have a plan. Even when you're going to do some dumb shit.
You dumb motherfucker.
You got to have a plan. So my plan was, I'm going to get out my truck. If he gets out his truck, I'm diving on his ass. If I see that door open, I'm whipping his old ass right here in the street. Now, there's nobody else in the street. Not a soul is in the street, right? It's just me and this old man, right? So I get out the truck. He don't get out the truck. Matter of fact, he looks so unbothered. He looked like this.
Oh my God, bro.
Oh, hell no, man.
I'm like, it's like that. Now, let me paint the scene a little more for you, okay? As I'm walking up to the truck, he chilling, he lounging, doing what he does best, you know. There is a child. I don't know the gender of this child. There's a child. It's a single bed truck, right? So is a child in the passenger seat, right? I don't know if it's a boy. I don't know if it was a girl. It had like an earring, kind of like a girl, so it may have been a girl, but I don't know. But this child was also chillaxing. This motherfucker was laying against the windowsill like this here. Just like that. Like, I thought the motherfucker was dead. Now, I don't know if that old man said, all right now, code red, when somebody come up to this truck, when I get a signal, you up the fire on his ass. Like, I don't know if that was that little code or whatever they did. Like, all right, if everything cool, but if you come up trying to raise up on my granddaddy, I'm gonna pop your ass. I don't know what it was, right? But it looked weird. Like I said, I thought the kid was dead or something. You know? So I get up to the car. Old man just chilling. He ain't worried about me. How old was he? I don't know. Some people age worse than others, so hell, if I saw this old man could knock on my door and I'd be like, who? I'd be like, hey, what's up? He'd be like, you remember me, young motherfucker? I'd be like, who the fuck are you? I wouldn't recognize him. He could have been, you know, white folks age weird too. He could have been anywhere from 45 to 65. I don't know. I really don't know how old he was. Let's just say, for the sake of this video, he's probably about 60 something, early to mid 60s. So he still got his hand, his elbow on the window, right? I come up to him. He looking like he waiting to get a ticket or some shit. I come up to him. I said, man, what the fuck you doing? He said, you shouldn't have been driving so close. That's strike one. All right. This old motherfucker is not. Now I don't know. He could have been in a war. He could have just seen some shit. He just wasn't going for, like, you know what I mean? He wasn't going for none of that. So I'm like, all right, that didn't work. I'm trying to whoop his ass. I'm trying to beat his ass, right? I'm looking for an excuse to whoop his ass. Right? So I'm like, man, what kind of fucking shit was that? What you brake checking me for? He went, what you gonna do about it? Okay, this is not. I said, you know what? I said, I'm pulling out all the stops. Fuck this little bullshit. If we gonna get into it, let's get it going right now. I said, I know no old head is gonna have a young buck cursing at them. It's one thing to just curse. I know he ain't gonna go for me cursing at him, right? So I said, you motherfucker, I shall whoop your ass.
Golly!
And he went, you gonna do it, do it. What am I to do? What am I to do? This old man is not going for none of my games. He is not. This old man is, I tell you, he's the most unbothered motherfucker I've ever met in my life. And when he said that, man, I said, you know what? You got it. You got it, dog. You know what? Like I said, and when I say he wasn't afraid, like, not say I'm somebody to be afraid of, but it's just like a lot of times, you know, an older person, they're a little more cautious, especially when dealing with somebody young that appears to be kind of hot-headed, hot-blooded. I wouldn't consider myself a hothead, but I was hot in that situation. But he just was not. I think he just knew, youngster, you don't live that life, and I don't. I'm not a pacifist. I'm not against violence or whatever. You know, I've had quite a few fights in my life, but I'm not one to start no shit, especially with an older person that really didn't really deserve it. You know what I mean? Like I could have backed up. Yeah, was he driving slow? Yes, he was driving slow, but could I have backed off him a little more? Like, did he need to brake check me like that? No, but I'll take that. I'll take the blame for that. This whole set, I'll take the blame for it, right? So there's nothing I could do now. I struck out. He's not going for my games. I'm not about to pull this man out the fucking, because he looked like one of them old white men that like to hunt, fish. He could have had guns in the truck. He could have been taking me to his house where he could legally shoot my ass. That young motherfucker, the kid in the seat, could have had a gun. He could have had a buck knife, Bowie knife, all kind of shit. That motherfucker could have carved me up and had me for fucking Thanksgiving if he wanted to. Now, I don't even remember this wasn't even close to Thanksgiving, but you know what I mean. It could have went a whole other way if I was raised a different way. If I didn't have a man in my life, if I didn't have my father in my life to help me balance out my emotions and realize, you know what, just go sit down. Because realistically, I needed an ass whooping in this situation. Not from him. I really, in that moment, what I needed to happen in that moment was my father needed to materialize out of nowhere like fucking Star Trek or some shit. He needed to just appear, belt in hand, and whoop my ass. That's what he needed. That's what should have happened. Because that's why I say I'm so glad that nobody else was there, because I was really acting out of character. You know, I don't got no problem with confrontation. I don't got no problem with fighting, but I do have a problem with like starting that kind of stuff. You know, it just felt weird, you know, especially when, like I said, I'm not justified in my actions, in the way that I'm acting. So, you know, and nobody knows the story. This is just one of the stories I just held on to for years and years, and now y'all know it, and everybody else who knows me, if you watch my channel, now you know it. So thank God nobody else was on that street. Thank God, you know, I don't know where that old man is. Like I said, I could have passed that old man a million times since then. I wouldn't know. I you know. What is the moral of the story? Stay in your car? I don't know. Like, if it's not that, if you can't see yourself losing your life over it, if as long as anybody trying to like attack you or harm you, let the shit go, I guess. Don't be a knucklehead. Find a different route to work. Cause my fucking food got cold fucking with him. It's my fault. My damn fries got cold. I was mad as fuck, man. Damn.
Oh, shut up, nigga.
Anyway, hey, I appreciate y'all. As always, I appreciate y'all watching my videos. Let me know a story down in the comments if you want me to leave a comment, if you want to make a video about a time you got into it with somebody, whether it went that way or didn't. Whether it was an almost fight, whether somebody broke it up, or if you got into it with an old head yourself and they just seemed unfazed, like, yeah, this old motherfucker probably seen some shit. Let me leave this motherfucker alone. Y'all go ahead and like the video, leave a comment. If you hadn't subscribed to the channel, if you watch this channel and you're not subscribed to it, and I find out that you're not subscribed to it after you watch this video, I'm tracking your IP address and finding out where you live. And I'm gonna beat your ass like I should have whooped that old man that day. Till next time, I'm up out of here.